Welcome back to the Jesse Rucinski show. And despite this pleasant look and normal sounding voice, I'm really not in the greatest of moods. And it all comes back to, the anniversary being yesterday of the riot at the Capitol on January 6th and the complete idiocy that was involved. And everyone I talked to was like, you got to see this stuff. And we were sitting there watching it and talking and texting. And I was watching it thinking that it was just ridiculous and the dumbest thing I ever saw. And a lot of people, most people seem to agree with that. And everyone I talked to agreed with that. I think I was recording earlier in the day. I know I walked and got a few beers, stopped and talked to Crystal because she was outside with, I believe, their daughter Shayla at the time. And then I carried on back to the house to see, what happened. And thankfully, the amount of time I was walking, a lot of it actually, calmed down by the time I got home. So that was, a good plus. But it still shouldn't have happened. It's been really weird, just bad coverage and bills about it and all of that. Even though, and if you watch the mainstream media, they're still pushing, but even those mainstream media polls, even theirs, like the crazy ones, CNN and all of them have like polls that are saying most people, that take the poll, and they're not, conservatives for the most part, are saying that they just believe it was a protest that went too far. And if you look at a lot of the facts, I mean, that's really, really it. I mean, during it again, I was watching it. I was talking to Chuck on FaceTime, texting with people. We all had, people that we know that physically worked in that building, the Capitol Police or anything else, that were there. So we were all worried about them and hoping to hear back from them. And, the coverage from the mainstream media and politicians and all that has been unrelenting and stupid, even though there's some networks that cover it worse than anything. But I think most of us can agree with the one, most of these polls that say we thought it was a protest that went too far and it was an abomination. We were all like, it was a big black eye. It was an embarrassment. And people that, are on the right, believe it or not, 99% of us thought that was the dumbest thing we've ever seen. Everyone I've talked to, but I had to go at least 99 because, well, people I don't know. But 99.9% think that was just an abomination and it was just something that got too far, just like a lot of the looting and all that. But the politicians and the media don't seem to care. I mean, look at the politicians. We have January 6th committees where the only conservatives, Republicans, whatever you want to call them, the only Republicans on the committee doing any of it are never Trumpers that hated the man. And, saying they hated the man puts it, very nicely. Like they couldn't stand the man. There didn't matter what he ever did, they were never going to like the man. And they're on there, but there's no committees, looking at all those cities where the president did try to send in National Guard troops, but the governors wouldn't accept it, like Minneapolis, Chicago, and all that. There's no committees to see what happened there, broke down there. And they, going after a lot of the people that you literally saw maskless, just walking out of the stores with TVs, raiding Foot Lockers where they actually took the shoe boxes. At least they put them in bags to carry them out, but you could see who they were clear as day. No one's looking into any of that. So they're throwing 100% into this, and mainstream media is still exploding all of it and blaming it all on, Donald Trump's speech and that everyone was trying to, commit an armed insurrection and overturn the election and all of those beautiful things. But I mean, if it was his speech, then here's some facts. The pipe bombs wouldn't have been planted the night before if it was his words, because that can't happen. They were attacking over an hour before he got even to the part of the speech that they say is what incited people. When he told them to peacefully and patriotically march down there and let their voices be heard, like over an hour. That's a real thing. The timeline's all over the place, the actual timeline, which disproved everything they said. They impeached him for what happened because they said he incited with his speech, even though it's been proven. All that was planned the night before, all kinds of stuff. Granted, I'd say this because they keep going with it. And they got a lot dumber yesterday. The FBI has come out with their own report that says Trump and his allies had nothing to do with the attack, nothing direct or anything on the Capitol, found little evidence of an organized plot to even try to overturn the election. Like, that's the FBI. under Biden. That's not Trump's FBI. These are the people that did it under Joe Biden, saying it wasn't an insurrection. Trump and his people had nothing with planning it, all of that. But yet they're still running on it. And it's amazing, like somehow Muriel Bowser, mayor of DC, and Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, they haven't been subpoenaed to, talk about anything, any of their roles in, what led up to it and the security and all that, because, the mayor and all that they're in charge of those things, but when it comes to those two actual reports proving and confirming that President Trump actually did try to get thousands of troops, National Guard troops, to the Capitol for the 6th on both the 4th and 5th, but the requests were denied by Mayor Muriel Bowser, Nancy Pelosi, and I've even seen Mitch McConnell's name in there a few times. And a tweet with a letter attached to it, Mayor Bowser put out the day before, to be clear, the District of Columbia is not requesting other federal law enforcement personnel and discourages any additional deployment without immediate notification to and consultation with MPD, that's Metropolitan Police Department, if such plans are underway. Which, might add, goes against the entire narrative. There were requests, people talking about it beforehand, in case anyone's not following along. And hey, it's really easy to find the actual letter that she, sent out before, on January 5th. But it's to the Honorable Jeffrey Rosen, acting United States Attorney General, and Honorable Chris Miller, acting Secretary of Defense, the Honorable Ryan D. McCarthy, Secretary of the Army. Dear Acting Attorney General Rosen, Secretary McCarthy, and Acting Secretary Miller. It's a good one, guys. As the law enforcement agency charged with protecting residents and visitors throughout the District of Columbia, the Metropolitan Police Department is prepared for this week's First Amendment activities. MPD has coordinated with its federal partners, namely the U.S. Parks Police, U.S. Capitol Police, and the U.S. Secret Service, all of whom regularly have uniformed personnel protecting federal assets in the District of Columbia. This week, MPD has additional logistical support of unarmed members of the DC National Guard who will work under the direction of and in coordination with MPD. The District of Columbia government has not requested personnel from any other federal law enforcement agencies. To avoid confusion, we ask that any request for additional assistance be coordinated using the same process and procedures. We are mindful that in 2020, MPD was expected to perform the demanding task of policing large crowds while working around unidentifiable personnel deployed in the District of Columbia without proper coordination. Unidentifiable personnel, in many cases armed, cause confusion among residents and visitors and could become a national security threat with no way for MPD and federal law enforcement to decipher armed groups. To be clear, the District of Columbia is not requesting other federal law enforcement personnel and discourages any additional deployment without immediate notification to and consultation with MPD if such plans are underway. The protection of persons and property is our utmost concern and responsibility. MPD is well trained and prepared to lead the law enforcement coordination and response to allow for the peaceful demonstration of First Amendment rights in the District of Columbia. Sincerely, Muriel Bowser. And anyway, we're not requesting or doing anything. We're actually out there. But regardless of all that, there it is right there. Like, we're not requesting any more help. And they're the ones that have to approve everything and actually request the help to get it, which they got him for his words inciting everything. They didn't know it was coming. How could she send out that letter the day before? Just curious. How do people I know that were up there know? At least a day or two. Yeah, a couple days was before. Like, I'm just curious how any of that can make sense with all this stuff out there and how people still fall in to the chicanery and stupidity, really, of the narrative and everything the mainstream media is pushing. That right there goes against everything they said. If they knew something was coming, they're not requesting any extra help. So don't do it. And they needed Muriel Bowser's permission. And there's other requests from other people. My news people said this. Yeah, well, congratulations. Like, everything I just got off of was from like the FBI. That stuff's out there too. But with how stupid all of that is, did the speech yesterday, and I can't believe. I mean, I can believe that vice president actually went there. I mean, they're all just sycophants anyway. But the vice president, actually comparing the dates of the attack on Pearl Harbor, December 7th, 1941, September 11th, 2001, and people, like to what happened on January 6th as a date we will always remember. The mainstream media actually bring comparisons to, people wanting to videotape concentration camp footage during the Holocaust so it could be there so we never see it again. Them saying like the Holocaust, like they had the footage of everything that happened there. Like comparing January 6th to attack on Pearl Harbor, 9/11, bringing in the Holocaust into it all. Mainstream media brought in the Holocaust part, but still. It's Pearl Harbor, again, I went over not that long ago on the anniversary, but U.S. casualties were at 2,403 dead and 1,178 wounded. Never mind all the equipment that went along with it. Millions would die across the world as a result of the attack, that brought us into World War II. Approximately 15 million Americans would end up serving, which, touched damn near everybody in every family here, touched all of it. And, an estimated, like, there was around approximately 16 million were believed to be killed in the Holocaust. 16 million. And you're bringing the Holocaust up in this. But no one's trying to play politics, right? Like, 9/11 lost just under 3,000 people at 2,996, and the attacks of the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and the heroes in the flight that actually fought back and ended up crashing that down before it could hit its target. All the health and people have died from like cancers and all kinds of other things from breathing in everything after the EPA told them it was fine to breathe in after the buildings went down. The wars, and we were in Afghanistan. Look how long we were in Iraq after that, all the way to the way Afghanistan ended. But we all know how I feel about that one. And then we get to January 6th, which again, it was a black eye. It was stupid, but we have 5 casualties, and it really is gross to put it in the same sentence as Pearl Harbor, the attacks on Pearl Harbor, 9/11, or the Holocaust. Like, and anyone that actually repeats it or supports any of these people saying it, like, you're actually, if you're listening to this, take it for what it is, but you are actually what is absolutely wrong with the whole entire society. Like, you're actually really, really dumb. And I'm sure Joe said some dumb stuff too, but she never gets to do anything. And then when she does, like, this is why no one likes her. Like, because you compare that to Pearl Harbor and 9/11, and then I think it was someone on CNN, some contributing jackwagon, brought up the Holocaust, and taking footage of it and stuff, like the Holocaust. Well, I'm sorry, but if you support any of that, your brain really doesn't seem to work that well, does it? No offense, I'm not trying to be mean, but anyone that could support that, you're, to quote Five Finger Death Punch, you're a little bit off today. How about that? I'll put it, that's as nice as I could put it. You're a little bit off today. I know I'm a little bit off most of the time. But if you support any of that, you really actually are well beyond a little bit off. You're out of your damn mind. There's no way that those tragedies, any of them, like, no way January 6th comes anywhere near that. For anyone to even say that and to have people back them up and agree, go, yeah, exactly. Like, you're all actually really sick and stupid, need to learn how to read. Just saying, Frederick Douglass, if everyone, learn how to read, mind can't be enslaved. Like, actually, like, check yourself up on some of this stuff. Like, you're actually out of your mind. I know we all make jokes, the people that share memes about, the cards that they needed, Germany and all that, to vaccination cards to go and do anything. Yeah, but that's all going, look, like, it, that, is one thing. And a lot of people are just being funny. A lot of people just share it just because they know people are going to melt down and lose their minds because people freak out about anything. They're not comparable. It's really ridiculous, but To go January 6th in the Holocaust, I'm sorry, that's a far and beyond way worse than people saying, please let me see your vaccination card so you can live your normal life. Like comparing those two is disgusting. If you support people that do that, you're disgusting. And also, if you listen to anything coming out of President's mouth earlier today, like 4.5 million people quit their jobs. That's because they went on to better jobs. Well, yeah, like the jobs report guy, 190,000, estimated 400,000, 190,000 new jobs last month. Like the economy is doing better. Like the best ever. Look at all these jobs we got. Yeah, that's because the economy is opening back up in all your states. That's why you got all these new jobs back online. Because you got the vaccine and all that, so everything started opening back up. It's nothing you did. They're not new. If you think they are, you're dumb. And people got these pay raises, actually, like most people I know, because how everything went up with inflation, like it didn't make a difference. Most people I know actually took a pay cut. Sorry. VA might have went up, but compared to the inflation rate, literally I'm not noticing really even a difference as of right now. So yeah, you're kind of like one of them. But there's all kinds of stuff out there. So really my biggest piece of advice is like do the research, educate yourself. And just stop listening. I don't listen to idiots across the board. I mean, I really just try to go and get, like actual like speeches that people give and listen to them verbatim, find them uncut, and then you can figure it all out. And then, the FBI and all them, no matter what anyone says on TV, the FBI, like CIA, police departments, like all these places have all these numbers. You can actually find them your damn self and you'll figure out, you believe whatever the hell you want to off of that. The actual facts are out there. So please actually use them. Because, listening to people that compare January 6th and the Holocaust in the same sentence, or Pearl Harbor or 9/11, like people that support people that do that and agree with them, you really are dumb. But I'm going to get off of the air before I go and say something even meaner. I'll try not to ruin anyone's weekend. But really, if you compare the two of them, like it's something, you're dumb. I'm sorry. You're dumb. Nowhere near each other. Any of those things, January 6th, couldn't be any farther apart, but there's still people that do that. So that being said, I'm going to jump off. Appreciate everyone for checking me out. Please, the one thing I always ask, share it out. And if you're listening to this, go on Facebook, find it, and share it out onto your thing, and share the audio. Because literally no one knows that I'm even doing anything, and it doesn't help get anything out there. And all you people out there, the rest of the world, Ireland, the UK, Canada, I do notice you're there. So please tell me what you think. Keep sharing it. The best thing you can do. I'm on Cloud Hub, I'm on MeWe now. A lot more, that's expanding. So follow along anywhere and you'll actually get the updates and listening. I mean, Apple Podcasts and Spotify are great to me and let me know, and Google Podcasts, because I signed up for it just so I could share it. But they all let me know immediately when it's, available. So follow along on that and keep track of it better. And they're actually still distributing it and letting people know about it. So I'm going to go. Enjoy your weekend. Again, please share it out. Best thing, you can do for me. Comment and let me know what you think. Enjoy your weekend. And until Tuesday, be good to each other, learn some stuff. Don't ever compare these things to, January 6th to the Holocaust or Pearl Harbor or 9/11, because you just sound like it. You sound like something. And I'll be back on Tuesday. So enjoy your weekend and peace.